Familynestacademy, a place where families are empowered to fulfill their destiny, a place where families can build legacy, a place where families can enjoy a wholesome and fulfilling life, and more.
Hey, welcome back to my family realities behind closed door. And today we'll be talking about the abused child that no one believed. Yes, I am still your host, Princess Francisca Obichimize from the Family Nest Academy. So let's dive right into this. I've had stories and I've witnessed, or rather had one-on-one with few, of how children have been abused and tried saying something, but we are shut up by the most people they trusted. Do you know why? Reasons. Either they don't believe this child, they feel this child does not understand what he's or she is saying, or they want to protect their family name, or they don't want to create problem between their family and the perpetrators. Welcome to the world where children are abused but find no solace. Children become a living trauma. Children cry themselves to sleep with hopelessness. And this is why we are revealing this today. There are families where children are abused. I've seen families where cousins come into the homes to rape or to sleep or to introduce their children into pornography, into sexual acts, and the parents never had a clue. Or when they do, they tell everybody, shut up, I don't want to hear this outside. Because of what? Fear of what the society will think about the family. We protect the family names more than we protect the bearers of the names. We protect what people will think about us more than the destiny of the children that are involved. How we heaven think? This revelation is only for you to think and reflect on your own family. What are you exposing your children to? So I've had a recent one where a child was abused by an uncle, and when she told the mom shouted her down. In fact, last week I just watched a video on YouTube of a girl herself telling her stories of how an uncle consistently made sexual approach to her, and she told her mom, and her mom shut her up, and her mom keep taking her to this uncle's house. Then the uncle married a younger wife, the second wife, who introduced this same girl's sister to pornography. And yes, the brother now introduced her, and the uncle kept tormenting her. Families, what are we doing? What are we exposing our children to? Who are the people we bring into the space of our children? We've been called to keep the safety of our children in all ramifications, emotionally, mentally, sexually, in every area. Why is it we are so focused on their education, their career, than we focus on their spiritual and emotional well-being? As a family, you should be holistic in the care and support you provide for your child. If your brother cannot control himself, take him away from your children. If you have a family member that you know will be at a risk to your children, keep them away from your children. I don't care how you do it, but it is your responsibility to make sure your children are secured under your watch, because God and heaven will hold you responsible. And when a child opens up and say, this uncle did this auntie did this neighbor did this, try to connect with this child and get details. No child will come up to form up stories. Believe the voice of your child more than the voice of that uncle or stranger, because if you're not believing that child, will be the beginning of the death of that child. Death emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and then sometimes they die physically and we cover it up. I have had stories of how, in fact, I came in contact with one child like that, a teenager that came to the clinic I was working to do a pregnancy test. And I was asking her, guess who was raping her? Her auntie's son. In the same house her parents had sent her to for a better future. See, if you cannot raise your children, stop giving birth to them. I'm sorry to say it. Some of us, we give birth to a large number of children we cannot manage. And if God blesses you with a lot of children, please, I don't know how you will do it, but please, don't take those children away. Don't send them to uncles. They will never take care of your children more than you will do. I know you will be suffering and maybe struggling. Let them find a way to work for those your uncle. Let them pay you, or let them in exchange take care of your children by giving you money or paying their school fees directly. But don't send your children, whether a boy or a girl. No one deserves to be abused, because they even abuse the boys the more. And you know, boys, they want to man up, they will not talk. But some of the children we've given out to uncles and to aunties to take care of has become a mess due to this singular decision. So, when you have a child, please protect this child. Like I said, there is this child that was abused by an uncle. And when she went to tell the mom just hushed her. Don't say it again. What do you mean? Do you even know what you're talking about? That was how this child stopped talking, kept crying, stopped laughing, stopped mingling with others, started withdrawing. And these parents, we are not observant to know that something has gone wrong. And then after a very long time, they now discover that what this child was saying was indeed true. Then do you know what happened? By 21 years, when this child was 21 years old, she couldn't engage in any reasonable relationship because of flashbacks. She kept having flashbacks. She kept easing the trauma and pressure by self-harming and cutting herself. So sometimes we see people doing odd things. We don't realize it's due to trauma that was not supported, and then they find their own way of easing off their tension and depression. Let me take us to the book of Luke chapter 17 verse 2, because before I say what the Bible says, secrets, even if you bury them, don't think they were buried. They were planted because they will bear fruit. Secrets are not buried. They never stay there. It simply means they are planted, because many years it will come to haunt you. So even if you don't confront that situation and you decide to cover it with whatever quantity and thickness of wrapper, one day that wrapper will get old and begin to tear gradually, and the secret will open. It will open and become a trauma that triggers, that torments. The Bible says in Luke chapter 17 verse 2, it will be better for them to be thrown into the sea with a millstone than to cause one of these little ones to stumble. God does not play with the safety of children, because He had believed in us enough to keep those children safe. But how many of us are living up to God's expectation in safeguarding the destiny of the children put under our trust? Your reputation can be rebuilt too. But you see a wounded child, you see a broken spirit, and a crushed voice may take decades to recover, if ever, because sometimes we don't even have the patience to go through the process of getting healed or even supporting people who are being broken. Maybe you have been among those who don't believe such things can happen. Open your eyes. Look deep into your own family. Suspect every adult around you, around your children, until you clarify that yes, they are not prey. However, still keep your children under your watch, close watch. Do I say live in suspicious? No. You need to put measures in place to safeguard your children. Stop exposing them to adult content. Stop exposing them to social media early. Stop exposing them to phones that give them access to social media, because even when a child has been exposed on the internet, pornography, they may no longer be able to discern when something is going wrong with them to even come and tell you. But will they be traumatized? Will they be destroyed? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that child will never be the same. They will never be productive the same way God has ordained them in their innocence to be productive and bear fruit, except God shows you mercy and you discover early and help them. So healing begins when we listen to our children, not lecture them into silence. When we stop protecting predators and start protecting innocence. And when we create homes that are safe, not just stylish. We may have all the decorated gadgets in our home, but does our children have the safety that is required for them to blossom and to bloom into the greatness God has called them to? If you are a survivor, I want you to know you are not dirty. You are, or maybe broken, or you think so. But remember that a broken piece can somehow be put into shape if they are still if the pieces are still available, and depending on how broken. However, there is hope. You are not forgotten. So, as an adult, begin to heal and begin to be an instrument of healing for your children. promise me you will believe any child that tells you someone is touching them inappropriately and take the right measure. Promise that you will speak up next time, even if it means starting to confront that adult. Even if it means calling police for that adult. It does not matter if it's your brother or your sister. Send that adult out of your home, since they cannot control themselves, and keep your children safe. Because silence is not safety. It's dangerous. It's a sin against God and against your children's destiny. Yes, remember that your voice is important as parents and as a neighbor. If you see things going wrong by the corner and you know that a child is being abused, kindly speak up. Kindly find a way to safeguard that child. And yes, keep your family safe. Be available, parents. Be present. Don't give them presents without your presence. Open your eyes like a hawk, wise hawk, and see what is happening around you. Teach your children. Says educate your children. From 1 year, 2 years, let them understand their private part and how to keep it safe. Call the names so that when anything happens, they will mention what has been touched. You see, this one will be calling pee-pee and all that. You are exposing your children to pain. When anyone touches their private parts, they cannot tell you which part was touched because you did not tell them the correct name. But one day they will find out, and when they find out outside, they will think those people knows more than you. So, utilize the principle of first mention. Be the first person to mention the knowledge you want your children to be aware of to be able to protect themselves. Sexual education should start from you as a parent. It should start in your home, in your parlor, in your bedroom, not in school. School don't hold you that responsibility. Maybe by the time the school is in your child's school curriculum, that child would have been exposed or abused long time ago. Start from your womb, the baby in your womb. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5. Every age has appropriate sex education. It's not just for them to be aware, it's for them to protect themselves and for you to protect them as much as you can. And yes, thank you for going through this family secret with me. I hope it will help you to be on your toes and alert to safeguard your family and every child that is being abused around you. Do have a lovely day. Still me, Princess Francisca Obichimize from Familynestacademy. We love you, we care for your family, and we look forward to walking the journey of family with you. Do have a lovely day. Bye.